What's up, everybody? Welcome back to BT Willis Garage. We've got a fun project on the chopping block today. We're gonna put a steel bumper by OEDRO on our Jeep TJ. This bumper is pretty cool. It comes with backup LED hitch lights. It comes with shackles, a trailer hitch, all the things that our Jeep bumper is currently missing. It's pretty sweet, and we'll go ahead and dive in. This video is going to be straight to the point. We'll put a link in the description if you want to buy one. They're very inexpensive compared to the competitors. You guys be good. Enjoy the footage. So when you're working on Jeep bumpers, especially older Jeeps, there is a good chance you might break a bolt, or you might strip out one of these nuts that are on the inside where the bolt threads into. And so just have the proper tools on hand, such as tap out kits, drill bits, etc. if you run into this problem, or you could be waiting to go to the parts store or waiting on an Amazon package. We'll put some recommended products in the description, but ultimately just have what you need because old bolts definitely strip pretty easy. So far we've taken 5 bolts out. We're going to point that out now. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 5. We're going to take this cap off, which is going to allow us access to the sides of the bumper. It's just going to tap that out. And once that's off, we've already taken this side off. That allows access to be able to remove the OEM bumper off of the back. We'll show you that momentarily. So we did have a bolt that broke. You can see in there was the bolt head. It broke completely off, so we're gonna tap that out and we'll show you that process. Again, if you don't have this equipment, it's in the description. What are we about to spray it with? Bolt off. This is a penetrant that's gonna allow the threads to hopefully eject easier. So before even taking on this project, we recommend that you ensure that all of your bolts are able to come off. Go ahead and spray that penetrating oil and make sure that you're going to be able to get the bolts off. Some of them are known to break because Jeep did a lovely job of letting the frame drain. And so all of your salty water or whatever you have going on ends up right on top of these rear bolts. So just know you probably want to make sure it comes off before ordering a kit or installing a kit. So this cross member also you need to take apart. It's got 2 18mm studs with nuts on the back. It's a little tricky to get your wrench in there. We'll show you that footage here momentarily, but just be patient with it. Use that penetrating oil and you'll be able to get it off. So one thing you may run into is having issues getting to this top bolt. It just doesn't leave much room for the head of your wrench. So we're gonna keep messing with it and we'll let you know. Okay, so just getting the right angle on it is key. But overall, this is a really simple process as long as you don't break bolts. Okay, so that's a nut rather than a bolt on the top. So what we're doing now, being that this bumper does have these backup lights, now if they end up being too bright, we'll wire them to an auxiliary switch. We don't want to blind anybody bad in a parking lot, but we're going to assume that we're going to use them as reverse lights. So in order to do that, you're going to take your mud flap or this piece of protective panel and you're going to undo it. There's just a little push pin connector and you just pull back on that. Tuck your mud flap up as you see, and you're going to expose your taillight wiring assembly there.
We unplugged it.
It's unplugged, And what we're gonna do is we're gonna identify when the reverse lights come on, so you guys don't have to, and that way you know where to splice in if you want it to run as a reverse light. So today we're gonna use our power probe, and this is a great tool to have in the garage, especially if you work on anything electrical. And we're actually able to send power, so versus having to lower the lift, when he pushes up, you can see that we've just quickly identified when the reverse light comes on, and that's going to allow us to splice in carefully to that wire. And
it's going to be the purple wire.
It is the purple wire.
You cast the others.
That's the brake light.
Mm-hmm. That's the
parking light, just the running light. Yeah.
So the purple wire is the one we'll splice into.
Purple is what you want if you're using it for reverse lights. If not, you'll just wire it to a switch in the front and to any constant 12 volt that's on with the car. So we're mocking up the bumper now. We put the top 2 bolts in on the back side, and where we've had to make some alterations to ours, we're going to make sure this bolt's still going to line up. Here's the plan. We are going to use these as reverse lights. There's a positive and a negative. The positive, as mentioned, goes to the purple wire that's found on the back of your brake light. The purple wire, we're going to use a tap-in kit. I'll show you that here momentarily, but the purple wire is going to go to the red, and then for the black, we're going to ground it behind the bumper on one of these pieces of hardware that's connected to the frame. So that's the plan, and I'll show you some close-ups. I've got these cool wire strippers that if you place the wire, pull the trigger, it strips it perfectly, saves your hands. When I used to install head units in cars, my thumbs would get raw from all the different little connections, and these are a lifesaver. We'll put a link to those. All right, so here's a tap a wire kit. I'll put a link to these. So we're gonna slide the purple wire in. I don't know if you can see, but that side just clamps around. And this is going to be an open positive to our bumper lights. Slide your red wire in on the other side of it, and that's going to be your positive that connects right here. We're using heat shrink around these as well as wire connectors to make sure it's completely waterproof and will not get tugged away from a hard rain or bump. Installing the shackles. They look really good. Now they do make a version of this bumper that has red, kind of a red trim that outlines here. So if you're into that or you have some red accents on your Jeep, you might like it. We got the brand that I'm still learning how to pronounce. We're gonna say OEDRO, because I like the way that sounds. And then for our wiring, I showed you where we tapped into that purple wire. We actually grounded to the back of the bumper right here, and we put some wire loom over it to keep everything clean from rubbing. So we made a really clean wire job there, and I don't think we'll have any issue with water or vibrations, anything like that. Here's one that's exposed. So we have the positive going off to the purple, which is the reverse light at the harness here. And then we have the negative ready to install to the frame of our new bumper where it meets up to the frame cross member. Well, everybody, there you have it. We will show you the reverse lights here momentarily in the exit clip, but everything looks great. We're very happy with the way it turned out. It's not the company's fault that we ran into that problem with the bolt at all, but you know, everything went smooth as soon as we got that bolt situation figured out. So the reverse lights look great. They're super bright, so just be careful turning those on in people's faces, but for backing up, it's going to be wonderful. You can, like I said, wire those up on an external switch if you don't want them to come on. But let's do a little drone work. It's worth noting we're putting rock sliders on the Jeep. We only have them on one side, so if you're wondering how the bumper looks with rock sliders, you'll know it. And if you're wondering how it looks with the stock kind of running rails there, whatever they're called, you'll know that too. All right, you guys have a good one. Check out the drone footage, and please use the link in the description if you want to buy one of these rear bumpers or the front bumpers. That may be our next project. Be good. Thanks for watching. So here's the reverse lights. It is 95 degrees, which you see how bright those are. I can't imagine at night. It's gonna be really bright. I wish I had that footage to share, but I mean, it is 98 degrees in July and they are bright. Looks super good, really good.